Okay, so let's get right into it. We have this idea that healing is supposed to be, this calm, serene journey toward peace. But what if I told you the reality is way more chaotic? Today we're going to break down why the process of actually getting better often feels anything but peaceful. And this quote from Dr. Anusha just gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? It's an assumption so many of us make, that the second we start healing, this wave of happiness is just going to wash over us. But as she points out, and as we're about to see, that's a huge misunderstanding of what the journey is really like.
So where do we even get this idea of perfectly peaceful healing? Well, a huge part of the problem is the super glorified version we see all over the place, especially on social media.
Oh, you've definitely seen it. The aesthetic posts, the scented candles, this vibe that healing is just one beautiful, calm moment after another. Now look, those things can totally be a part of self-care, and they can absolutely help. But that's not the whole story. It's just the highlight reel, Not the messy, complicated, real deal.
Yeah, that picture-perfect version is a world away from the truth. Because real healing, it isn't some quiet little retreat. It's a disruption. It's meant to shake up your entire world. And this is really what it's all about. Real healing means you're finally starting to accept reality for what it is, not what you wish it was. You're shifting your whole mindset, maybe even parts of your identity, and that whole process forces you to deal with feelings and ideas that are completely unfamiliar, which, by its very nature, is going to be disruptive. I mean, when you put it side by side, the difference is just, wow. We expect this peaceful, happy, straight line to the finish. But the reality? It's disruptive. It's uncomfortable. It's chaotic. It's a journey with a ton of ups and downs. Just knowing this, just accepting this difference, is a huge first step so you don't feel like you're failing when things get hard.
But why? Why does it have to feel so tough? Well, it's not just in your head, or actually it is. There's a real neurological reason for the struggle.
This is so fascinating. See, our brains are literally wired to prefer what's familiar. So even if you're used to being in pain or stressed out, that state feels safer to your brain than a new, unfamiliar feeling, like peace. So when you start to actually heal, your brain kind of freaks out and flags this new peaceful feeling as unsafe. That's when it starts to resist, and that resistance is what creates so much of that discomfort you feel.
So once you understand your brain is just trying to keep you safe in its own weird way, that emotional roller coaster starts to make a lot more sense. It's so important that we start to normalize and validate all that chaos you might be feeling inside.
I just love this metaphor, a cartwheel. It's such a perfect way to describe that dizzy, tumbling, all over the place feeling, right? One minute you feel like you're making progress, and the next you're just completely overwhelmed. Your emotions aren't walking a straight line. They're flipping and turning, and that is totally okay. And because of that cartwheel, it is so common to get to a point where you ask yourself this exact question. Wait a minute, if this is supposed to be healing, why do I feel so bad? Am I doing something wrong? Honestly, that feeling of doubt is probably one of the biggest hurdles to get over.
And this is probably the most important thing you need to hear today. That discomfort, that chaos, that feeling like your whole world is being turned upside down, that is the process. It is not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you are right in the middle of the hard work. It's a sign that it's working.
Okay, so if we're not aiming for constant peace and quiet, what should we be looking for? It's time to totally redefine what progress actually looks like on this journey.
These right here, these are the real signs that you're healing. It has nothing to do with feeling perfect all the time. It's about finally being able to step out of that constant survival mode. It's when you find yourself starting to face things that you used to run from. And maybe most important of all, it's that you still have hope, even on the really tough days.
The whole point of talking about this isn't to warn you or scare you away from doing the work. It's the complete opposite. It's about arming you with the truth. Because when you know what real healing actually looks and feels like, you won't get thrown off course when it gets uncomfortable. You'll recognize it for what it is, a landmark on your path.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. The next time you feel that internal chaos, that struggle, that discomfort, instead of thinking it's a step back, try to reframe it. What if you chose to hear it as the sound of profound, powerful change happening inside you? What if that discomfort is actually the sound of you healing?